This is why creators give up, because your audience can tell they're just to be there. There's a difference between attention and these 5 mindset shifts I'm going to share with you today are the exact mindset shifts that got me from 270 followers to Hey you guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be doing 5 mindset shifts that had to happen becoming a full content creator. If you have been struggling on your journey and you're confused and you're trying to figure out why is this not working, it's not just an algorithm secret. It is quite literally the mindset that you have to consume and create for yourself as a creator. So if you have been posting and nothing is clicking for you, this is the video for you. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let's get into today's video. So mindset shift number 1. You do not need validation, you need clarity for yourself. So when I first started content creation, I was quite literally obsessed with the numbers. I was obsessed with going viral. I wanted the views, I wanted the likes and the comments, and I don't know if y'all know, but have you ever posted a video and after the first 1 minute you're refreshing, you got 2 views, another refresh, 2 views, another refresh, 3 views, and you were just obsessing over the number behind your posts. Again, that pulls it back to you wanting instant validation and instant gratification. That is not what is going to make you successful as a content creator. So that is my first tip for anybody who is, maybe you're just beginning your content journey, maybe you're a couple months in, or maybe you're an experienced content creator and your content is still not taken off. Take this seriously. You need to not be looking for validation, but clarity in your own content. Because as soon as you find clarity in your own content, that is when the likes follow. That is when the views follow. The views, the ones that you're looking for when you refresh your page, that is where it comes from. And here's another thing that was really hard for me to accept is that validation will actually drain you. It will drain you so much so that this is why creators give up, because they are craving validation. They're looking for validation to keep going. The ones that make it, the ones that keep pushing, are the ones that are not reliant on the validation, but they are reliant on their own consistency. The moment that I got clear on what I was doing and why I was on social media is the moment that I stopped caring. Right? I didn't care for validation because I knew what I wanted and I knew why I was here. A lot of creators, and maybe you can relate to this, you're uploading and you're just hoping that it works rather than uploading and knowing why you're here. That is why it's very, very important to have a why. If you do not have a strong why, and when I say why, I'm talking about one that is going to keep you pushing for the rest of your life. Okay? Why are you showing up? Why are you trying to monetize on these platforms? Is it because you just want money? Is it for fun? The why has to be so deep that you wake up and that is all you think about. So my challenge for you right now is to actually, literally right now, write down your why. Make one that is small enough to obtain. Why are you doing this? Okay, I want to buy a car. Okay, what happens when you actually buy the car? Your why needs to be strong enough. So I always encourage having 2 whys. One that is obtainable, that you can reach within the next 6 months, and one that seriously seems out of reach. Because eventually, you're going to blink and you're going to be there if you stay consistent. Also, write your why from a place that you can see it every day. So that could look like a little post-it note on your mirror. That could look like in your notes app. You could do a vision board and put it as your lock screen. You could have something that motivates you. Where can you put it that you're seeing it on a daily basis? If you can start to see your vision on a daily basis, it's going to remind you of why you're still pushing, right? A lot of times it can get discouraging when your views are low and when nothing is working, but let me tell you, it's even more motivating when you wake up and you see exactly what you are aiming for. So mindset shift number 2 is consistency does not mean showing up every day. It means showing up with intention. Now let me break down what I mean by that so you can implement this into your own content journey and make it make sense. A lot of times we can just listen and we can be like, okay, I hear you, but how can I apply this to my own life to make it beneficial to me? In my opinion, I feel like as creators, we hear be consistent, be consistent, be consistent, to the point where it's almost lost its weight. Like, it's almost lost its whole meaning. Okay, what is consistency? It feels like it's just thrown around when we really need to get down to what does that look like in reality. So for example, consistency is not about showing up every single day without missing a beat. I think a lot of us are consumed and obsessed and stressed and drained because we've been told post every day, which is very true. If you want to be visible, consistency is important. But I'd like to actually challenge you to think posting consistently means posting with a purpose. I would rather somebody upload 5 videos in a span of 2 weeks than 5 videos a day, because the more that you post, sometimes your quality ends up lowering. You want to only produce quality content. I can tell when creators are intentionally showing up and pushing quality, or they just pressed record just to post a video. You want to be that creator that is showing up with authority, that is showing up on purpose. Your audience can tell when you're there on purpose or when you are there just to be there. Are you filling space or are you creating the space? Because here's what I learned. When I stopped posting just to be visible and started posting because I had something to actually say, genuinely, that is when my content changed. I stopped forcing it and started just doing it when I wanted to. In reality, you don't need 20 videos a week. All you need is one real video. Remember, think about it like this. You are quite literally one video away from changing your life. A lot of people, all it takes is one video, and it's like from there. That one video was quality versus those 20 that were just poor. Mindset shift number 3 is to stop consuming before you create. This one right here will change the way that you show up. Okay, let me break it down. A lot of times as creators, we compare ourselves to other content creators. There's several different niches. Everybody has their own voice. Everyone has their own opinion. In reality, there is no right way to create. Okay, there's no right way to do anything on social media. What works for one person might not work for another. Always consider that. The reason I recommend posting before you consume is because it is human to actually compare ourselves. It's very human to look at this other creator and say, how did she get here? How did he get here? And then you go to create and you're like, I don't even want to do this anymore because I can't sound like this, or I don't look like this, or my angle's not like this, or my last video only got 20 likes and theirs got 200,000 likes, right? Like, you're immediately immersing yourself in comparison if you are consuming before you are creating. The only reason I would recommend consuming before you create is to receive inspiration. Unfollow those people that you are comparing yourself to that are decreasing your confidence. Follow people who feed into your vision. Follow people who you aspire to be like, right? But do not consume the content that makes you feel less than, because you are just as equal as that other person. At the end of the day, when you create first, that is you setting the tone versus subconsciously comparing yourself when you consume before you post. You'd actually be surprised at how confident you sound when your mind isn't cluttered with other content. It's okay to support, but not okay to compare. It's a part of the process, and you'll get better at it as you continue to upload. Because once you find your voice, you can look at other content creators and say, I like what she's doing. I love what he's doing. Because you're in your own lane, right? You've created your own lane. Ooh, mindset shift number 4. And I need you guys to listen to this one. Be okay with being misunderstood. Listen to that one. Look, I'm going to say it one more time. Be okay with being misunderstood. When I first started my journey, I had no idea what I was doing, just like we all don't. Oh, this was one of the hardest lessons for me because I had to accept that not everybody wants to see me win. And that is something you have to do as well. Not everybody that you see on social media wants to see you win. Period. When you start growing, and that can look like going from 100 to 1,000 followers, 1,000 to 10,000 followers, 10,000 to 100,000 followers, and so on. Not everybody is going to clap for you. If you want me to be completely honest, majority won't. There's going to be a handful of people that actually support you, that actually want to see you win. And it's a hard pill to swallow because in the beginning you got the support. Now that you're growing, everything starts to trickle away. Some are going to unfollow you, so accept that right now before you start growing. Or maybe you're in the midst of your growth. Accept that people will unfollow you. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Because what you're doing is proving to them that success is possible, and they don't like what that reveals in them. Some people are going to talk about you. Okay, I went through a phase when I first started coming up on TikTok where I didn't know who was talking good, who was talking bad. I was getting very consumed in the negativity, which did not allow me to continue to show up the way I enjoyed showing up. Content creation went from exciting to like, okay, who's watching, who's judging, who is talking. Everything I said, everything that you say will be watched and may used against you. When you're an up and coming content creator and you have clout and you have all these things, people will look and use your name as attention, because what they're talking about is not retaining attention. Clock that. Simply, some will just not understand. Not everybody understands content. Not everybody understands that grind, that want, that need, that desire. So understand that some people just literally do not understand. But some people are not meant to understand your vision. Always remember that. But here's my closing thought for this one. Not everybody is meant to understand your level of understanding, because people can only meet you at their level of understanding. Period. They can't. If you're up here in capacity and they're down here in capacity, it's not your job to pull them up here, because they don't even want to go here. Here's the truth, y'all. Some people are only meant to understand the old version of you, and again, has nothing to do with you. So do not shrink to stay familiar, because you are actually evolving. Mindset shift number 5 is to actually build a community and not an audience. So what does a community look like and what does an audience look like? An audience is people who just watch. They're not necessarily connected to you. They don't know you. You guys don't interact often. They just watch. An audience is your watchers. Your audience can include people that support you, that do not support you, that like you, that hate watch you. You know, if y'all don't know about hate watching, people will hate watch you. They will sit there and do absolutely nothing just to hate watch you. They don't like what you're doing, but they don't got nothing better to do. As soon as I started focusing on community versus following, trust me when I tell you, that is when everything changed for my content. That is when I actually started opening up like a Discord. I started replying to comments. Like, when you start to grow on social media, a big thing that I see is your ego goes from here to all the way boosted through the roof. Like, you don't want to be that person that becomes too big for the program, because it could be taken away like this. So humble yourself, drop down that ego, and actually connect with your supporters. Connect and reply back to their comments. Go support their content. That means more than you just giving value, in my opinion. When they see a person that they maybe look up to, that they inspire to be like, that inspires them, coming back and supporting them, you never know who you are touching. So always consider, when you see someone commenting on your content, especially as a new beginner creator, you can actually reply to majority of your comments. When you start to elevate and your platform gets traction, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to continue to connect with people. So take the time now to start building. In my opinion, the best advice I could give right now for anybody that's watching that's a newer creator is to go and engage heavily with the people under your comment section and with the people in your live streams if you're a live streamer. That is the beginning foundation of your success, not the audience. Because when you build a community, that is where people stay when your views drop. Trust me when I tell you, your views will go up and down. Your views will be high some days, your views will be low. But the ones that stick around is your real community. Keep them safe and keep them close, and treat them with respect to the best of your ability. There is a difference between attention and loyalty. Always remember that. So in closing, if you are in your beginning stages, if you're wondering if this content creation journey is still worth it, trust me, I have been in your position. I've been on the other side watching other creators create and not understanding a single thing that they were saying. I heard you, but didn't hear you. You know what I mean? So let me know in the comments if any of these 5 resonated with you, and I will be I have some really exciting news coming for all creators, all shape sizes, beginner friendly, intermediate, advanced, all those things. So make sure that you are connecting with me by subscribing, because I do have some big content creator plans that do benefit you coming very, very soon. You are not going to want to miss it. So make sure that you subscribe to stay tuned. Follow me and connect with me on Instagram and TikTok, and do not forget to check out these videos right here. These ones go through a day in the life, kind of behind the scenes, so check that out over there. And again, thank you to everybody who is here. I hope that you found some motivation from this, found some more insight from this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.